Good time of day, guys! My name is Godzi, and welcome back to another episode of Higurashi When They Cry console arcs. Last episode, we completed Higurashi, which was pretty damn bad, all things considered, but I at least was able to survive it, unlike Batsukoishi, where I died. That's the canon now, and then I was brought back to life by the campy peak that is Outbreak. Anyways, we're doing a whole episode for the after party and staff room of Ho Plus because I didn't have time last episode and I didn't feel like doing it, so let's do it. Okay, it's been a while since we had an after party, but let's go! Also, that says it's a 2022 one, so that's interesting. Good work! I wonder how long these are gonna be. This might end up being a really short episode. It has been an awfully long time since we had an after party. We used to have one at the end of every story.
I never thought we'd still be having them in the Reiwa era.
Okay.
After Showa comes Heisei, and Reiwa comes after that. It's hard to keep track of them all. I want you to try counting out how old we all are in the current Reiwa year when we're from the 58th year of the Showa era. Nipa.
No, stop it! Stop the count! We'll always be in the prime of our youth.
I suppose there might be some people who don't know what this after party thing is about, so I'll go ahead and explain.
Who read Ho Plus by itself? Are you kidding?
Back when Higurashi When They Cry was published.
Oh, no, I got it. Console launches and all that. Sure, yeah, gotcha.
Back when Higurashi When They Cry was published as a doujin game, it was released chapter by chapter.
Basically every chapter except for Matsuribayashi ended in tragedy and left you feeling bad.
Yes, that's right. So to clear those bad feelings away, we held these after parties where we all carried on like normal. Things were brutal for us in the stories too, so we wanted to cut loose here. Nipa.
Apparently it's both our own after party and an after party for the production staff.
That's right. It's also meant to celebrate the final build, so it's shenanigans all around. In actuality, the debug tournament from Hell starts right after this, so it's not really the final build at all. Nipa. I see. So that excitement and those agonizing cries come from the fact that they're making this right after their brains are completely fried from trying to finish said build. Said final build.
Apparently, they even got letters complaining that the awful excitement completely ruined the solemn feelings they had when the chapter ended. Well, that was a trope of doujin game development at the time, so cut them some slack.
For those who don't know, a doujin work is a thing someone creates independently and then sells by themselves at event spaces. There's other opinions about what counts as doujin as well. Anyway... Great one, Satsuka. Aren't you supposed to be the one who doesn't know about shit like that? Anyway, since doujin works are typically developed during the creator's spare time, there are no real deadlines.
But since the days the events are held on are set well ahead of time, that ultimately creates deadlines for them anyway. So everyone ends up working until the deadline is right upon them, and then after an agonizing all-nighter that looks like something straight out of hell, they send it off for printing at the height of their exhaustion. That's why everyone's always burnt out by the time they finish the script. And these afterbirds are usually written when they're in that state.
Which is why it feels like everyone was always writing things like, "Good work, I'm tired," or "It was hell again."
The afterbirds from that era had an air of showing off. Like they were bragging about how they didn't get any sleep.
What a terrible culture, Nipa. They could have just honestly written about that. So why'd they instead turn into those crazy after parties that were all over the place? Well, if the production staff coded in pictures of themselves and said, "Man, we're beat," then it wouldn't be very cute, would it? So please stop uploading this stuff to pirate sites, everyone.
Oh, I forgot Rena's the anti-piracy character. She will dox you. Regardless, the atmosphere around Dojin game development back then thought of... I can't read. Back then thought of shaving years off your life as being praiseworthy. Well, you're only able to shave years off when you're still young. Oh, hi, Shion.
That's true. I guess our old man has truly become an old woman.
Huh? Wanna take it outside, you numbskull of the Valley of the Wind? That's a reference I don't get.
What was that, my neighbor Dodo Brain?
That... Does that even work? I'm not sure that works. You're the cicada variety!
You should do something about your ponyo belly before talking badly about others, sis.
Are they all just Ghibli references? You're the one who needs to go on a diet, you Porco Rosso! Yeah, they're all Ghibli references, I guess.
You can't say that one! You can't say that one! And arguments like that used to get even crazier and worse in the after parties of the old days.
It actually feels nostalgic. Seeing that craziness again, I mean. Though, they calmed down an awful lot in the titles after Higurashi, didn't they? Calmed down? Sure.
That's because the tea parties that served as the after parties in those games got incorporated into the main story.
I can't believe they're spoiling Umineko in this. At least, kind of. Because they did start with a bait and switch of it being like an all-cast review session for Umineko, but then they were like, yeah, the witch did it, and Batward's like, no, and then the witch shows up. That was fantastic. I feel like that would have hit me a lot harder had I actually read Higurashi first and had all these all-cast review sessions, but oh well.
That's what did away with that wild energy.
They were still wild.
There were no more after parties in the games that followed.
This is also technically post-Caconia. Well, phase 1, of course.
Having that much energy left after going through hell was because of their youth. By the time Umineko ended and the staff moved on to Higanbana and Rose Guns, they were all worn out and withered.
Don't spoil those, I haven't read them.
I guess youth truly is a limited asset. I always thought people could stay young forever. Depending on their mindset, of course. Believing that youth will last forever is probably another privilege of the young.
Didn't you guys just say that you're literally young forever? This has gotten kind of dour. Ah! This isn't what after parties are all about! Let's get our blood pumping. Yes, pay attention. Kei-chan just said something really smart.
We can be as dour as we want later, so let's enjoy this moment even more. That's right. People who can't enjoy the present will never be able to enjoy the future that comes after.
Alright, then let's get this after party going. So what the fuck are you even gonna talk about?
Today I brought a magic box from the ritual storehouse. There's a round hole in the top. Looks like your average raffle box. Inside are pieces of paper with all kinds of topics on them.
I got it. So we'll draw one of those slips and then discuss that topic.
I'll go ahead and draw the first one then. Here we go. What's it say? What kind of person would you want to marry? It's embarrassing right from the start.
Oh, that's literally what it says. I thought that was just a joke. Then let's have Kei-chan be a man and go first. No stereotypical answers either. You have to say what you genuinely feel. What do you mean, no stereotypical answers? Huh? Why are you pinning my arms behind me?
Nipa, here's a treasured injection from the Furude Shrine to make you answer honestly.
Stop! 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 Ah! Great. Real lighthearted.
Rika, is that syringe really safe to use on somebody? Of course. The effects are immediate. See, Keiichi's look is already changed.
Cut to the cursed Tatari Higurashi CG that I used for yesterday's thumbnail.
Keiichi-kun, are you okay? You don't feel ill, right?
Hey, can you hear us? What kind of person would you want to marry? First, let's start by defining marriage. Are two people married after submitting their marriage registration? If so, then, let me read it. Then marriage is reduced to an administrative term used by cold-blooded officials. Is that acceptable? No, it is not! Marriage should be defined as when two souls are drawn to each other and vow to spend their lives together. Love is everything. Without love, there can be no marriage. Yet are the gates of marriage open to any two people who love each other? No, it is not open to all! If love is everything, then age, nationality, religion, and even gender should mean nothing in the end. Base Keiichi. Since Japan does not allow that, then I can firmly declare that the Japanese definition of marriage is not the same marriage I believe in. No, in fact, even asking both parties to be human is foolish. Oh, never mind. Humans and animals, or even humans and inorganic creatures should be able to marry. If both parties love each other, and they're certain of that, then the bond between those two is already eternal. How is that not marriage? How is it not? Now, to return to the question at hand, what kind of person would I, Mayabara Keiichi, want to marry? The very question itself is flawed. It's mistaken. Oh my god! You're already being too narrow-minded by limiting it to people. You don't get it. At this point, Mayabara Keiichi has already married over 100 wives. Of course, they are not people, nor are they animals. The one that I first married was a silicone.
I don't really get it, but I think I'll pretend I didn't hear any of that. By silicone, does he mean a doll? Was Keiichi-san referring to the doll that served as a mother when he played house as a little boy?
I gotta breathe a little. Doing his whole Magician of Words ranting is super fun, but god. Whew, okay. I am good now.
Keiichi-san is surprisingly pure. Niba. I hope you stay this way forever, Satoko.
By the way, what kind of person would you want to marry, Sis? Me? Well, of course, I'd like someone who's mastered every martial art, has a thorough understanding of cryptography, works for an international spy agency, and,
I would just want someone who went through school together with me and was always friends with me. Someone who would just turn to me at some point one day and ask, do you want to live together? I think.
What is that? Rena, that's so plain. I think you should be dreaming a bit bigger.
Honestly, it's hardly worth trying to support you, Sis.
Well then, let's try the next topic. Not even everyone's answered that, whatever. I'll do it. Here we go!
It says, this year is Higurashi's 20th anniversary?
Huh? That's incredible! We've been around for 20 years by now?
Wow, it's already been that long? We've only been able to make it this far thanks to everyone's support. Every now and then I get anxious about what everyone from the Heisei and Reiwa eras think about the Showa vibe we have.
Oh, hey. Wait. Oh, okay, I gotcha. I was like, wait, didn't they say Heisei was before Showa? But no. No. That's apparently after, I guess. I don't know. I don't know Japanese history or eras at all, really, so meh.
For one thing, 20 years ago, the original author wrote Higurashi thinking it would only get read by people attending Comic-Con.
Culture will change over 20 years. What would pass for a joke 20 years ago is unforgivable now, and the opposite is also true. That's true. This game is a work of fiction that was written in the 14th year of the Heisei era. I hope those who install this game understand that it was written in a time with a different culture and different values. We also cannot guarantee that owning and playing this game will always remain legal in the future Japan. Though it's a bit crude that we have to make things like that clear at the very beginning now. I mean, you say that like Higurashi's super problematic, and I mean, wasn't Higurashi the most recent arc you wrote? I feel like you only got worse. Like, Jesus. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some parts of the main story that are weird, but, like, not a ton. Whatever. It may be crude, but that's the kind of era we're heading into. Now anything and everything is permanently recorded in the digital realm. And without adding a disclaimer like that, it can be misinterpreted as a reflection of the author's current values. It's also been 20 years for the author since writing Higurashi. I'm sure his thoughts and ideas have changed between then and now.
The author even said that he was able to write Higurashi precisely because it was 20 years ago, when he was young. He mentioned that if he tried to write it now at his current age, then even if the setting was the same, it would end up turning into a completely different story. After aging 20 whole years, well, a lot would change.
Yeah, I'm a lot different than I was when I was 2.
All the staff members who endured that agonizing development hell would be 20 years older now, too.
There's no way they could all just sleep in the same room until it was finished now. Each of them has children, and they have families to spend time with. Not to mention the huge difference in their stamina and concentration between then and now.
That said, it's still possible for them to challenge themselves with writing stories that they can only write now after living through the past 20 years, right?
That's very true. Though, I think it's also incredible that they're still holding on to the energetic feeling that Higurashi had 20 years ago.
That's something we can't be grateful enough for. We were only able to reach this 20th anniversary thanks to everyone's support. So, thank you very much, everyone. You have no idea how much it means or how encouraging it is that you all continue to support us and that people are still enjoying Higurashi even to this day.
Our Hinamizawa may forever be trapped in the 58th year of the Showa era, but we'll stay in good spirits and keep going wild forever.
We'll always be full of energy, growing paranoid, reaching level 5, and running wild. It would be lovely if we're able to do something special for the 20th anniversary, wouldn't it?
I have a few ideas of my own.
Well, we don't know if any of them will come to fruition, but it would be lovely if we are able to do something. Then I guess the next one is the last one?
Alright, I'll pick the last one. Here we go!
The anime Higurashi Go and Sotsu.
Oh shit, I didn't expect... Yeah, this would be after that also, shit.
That's our topic.
Yes. Let me talk about this first. Oh boy, what's happening? As Hinamizawa's conscience, I never once developed level 5 symptoms. Suddenly, Go Sotsu spoilers. Wee woo, banging pots and pans together. I was the angel who never doubted her friends. I think most of the fans who cheered for me decided to support me because of that. Well, yeah, that's kind of the point.
Shi-chan's Hinamizawa syndrome was quite different this time, and it brought out a different kind of fear and sadness.
Did she ever have it during it? Well, I guess sorta, yeah.
I can't believe you stomped my head in that badly and shoved me into the outhouse.
I know, right? That was so gross, wasn't it? The angelic Mion-chan would never be able to do such a thing. What were you going to do if you made all my fans throughout the nation disgusted with me? I think that was really funny, though. That's not what really makes you appealing anyway. I think your true fans enjoy watching you go wild. What's that supposed to mean? Then go ahead and list 10 things that are appealing about me. 10? Piece of cake.
Huh?
First off, the index finger of your right hand is cute, you know? What? Next, the middle finger of your right hand is cute, you know? What's with the Kira Yoshikage moment? Next... Kei-chan, you jerk!
You had it very good for yourself, Mion-san. The things people said about me were awful.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's not true. Your Nene understands you. It was all Rika-chama's fault.
In this world, there are just some people who hate studying, no matter how hard you try and make them do it.
For me, the anime was just tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. It was still full of surprising and unexpected scenes, though, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, according to the author, the anime was full of surprises, even for him, so he was able to enjoy it like a normal viewer. But didn't he write it?
What started as a text-only outline became a series composition outline, then a script, and then storyboards, and then finally images were animated. Though people imagine scenes differently if it's just text, right?
No kidding.
So because of that, there were several scenes that shocked even the author.
Sometimes it's best to leave it to the experts. Besides, things that are fun to read as text and things that are fun to watch as anime are slightly different too. True.
There are some moments when my successive traps can even cause an unexpected combo that would shock even myself, despite being the one who set them.
I mean, okay.
One good example is the scene where Mion pounds away at me and stuffs me in the outhouse. The only thing written in the outline was she gets dumped in the septic tank. The septic tank is beneath the outhouse, so it wasn't wrong at least.
Apparently the author had envisioned her removing the lid of the septic tank and dropping her in with a splash. Okay, I got it.
But then that became dumping her through the opening of the toilet. And since that opening isn't very large, she wouldn't just slip inside, so...
That's how it became that famous scene where Rika-chan, who always acts in the shadows and steals the good parts with a smile and a me or a nipa, gets bashed over and over again.
Huh? Famous scene or not aside, the author was taken aback, but he wanted to make use of the surprising sense of intensity, so it got the all clear.
I see. So even the author watched with surprise at the unexpected interpretation of his work. I always thought the authors knew everything about the production process and could tell which scene was which with their eyes closed by the time it ended up on TV. There was some of that as well, but I think it's really fun that even the author could be shocked.
That's true. It wouldn't really be Higurashi if it couldn't shock the author himself. By the way, it ended with me as an incredible villain in that tale. So how am I supposed to face the rest of Hinamizawa now? I don't think you need to pay it any mind. When I ask you to buy toilet paper but you come home without buying any, I play out 8 or 9 ways to brutally murder you in my mind while I'm wiping my butt with printed straw paper. And then when I finally come out and you tell me, Rika, you take too long in the bathroom, I feel like I could easily waste 100 or 2 fragments on just bullying you, Nipa.
Great.
Same. My sis's incomprehensible nitpicking and insensitivity leave me so frustrated that I murder her 100 or 2 times in my mind every day. Everyone has things that irritate them or that they can't tolerate, and we often vent like that by imagining how we'll get back at them. I don't think that's an unhealthy response, but...
Well, I'm not really one to talk either. But being part of Hinamizawa is learning what's important, learning to grow up. Besides, all of Go and Sotsu are Satoko's story. Whatever she does there or learns from then on, that's all up to her. Rika-chan just mentioned she'd waste 100 or 2 fragments in her imagination just bullying Satoko, right? But everyone can laugh it off, because it's all just inside Rika-chan's head. The story of Go and Sotsu is nothing more than something Satoko imagined, if you ask me.
If you animated what's inside my head, it would be quite impossible to broadcast on air.
Great. That's right, that's right. My imagination's incredible too. No shit. When I suffer an awful fate from your punishment games, my mind goes into making Mion and Shion change into Angel Mort outfits in front of me before I make them, and I have Rena. Sure. Then I have Rika-chan and Satoko. They can cry all they like. They'll all... Huh? Were we not just saying it's okay to do whatever you want in your imagination?
You just made me question your humanity.
Kei-chan, I think you should enjoy that by yourself in your head instead of voicing it out loud.
If we had crime prevention buzzers in our era, they'd all be beeping and buzzing right now. Nipa.
It's true that Satoko caused countless tragedies and lots of fragments. Each of those was an unforgivable sin, I think. But I would still forgive her. Because the fragment that she chose in the end was a world where everyone is happy, and both her and Rika-chan respected each other's choices.
That's true. I agree with Mi-chan. What matters is what we choose in the end. All the other hypotheticals leading up to that, those are just dreams.
That's the same thing Hanyu said to me when returning to her original fragment during Psycho Roshi. I was gonna say.
It might be a dream, or it might have actually taken place, but we're unable to make that distinction. So what matters is the world that we're all living in now. I still think I was a bit of a victim, being pulled around at Rika's whims. But as time passes and I continue to live in Hinamizawa without Rika, then maybe my thoughts will come to change. You know, I also think I went through awful experiences because of you. But as I live at St. Lucia's without you, then maybe my thoughts will come to change as well.
It's up to everyone how they choose to interpret the story. That's right. We can't force anything on anyone. But when you do regain your spirit, I'll always be waiting here, ready to accept you. Always being there for people like that is what being a friend, no, a best friend, is about.
This has somehow gotten complicated. Satoko and I should have just punched each other and then talked it out from the start. Who knows? Though I'm sure all the twists and turns we took, where I vented everything festering in my heart, is what allowed me to be able to say how I really felt. I'm sure the fact that you two are practically close family actually made it harder to talk about. So in that sense, no matter how many tragic fragments it took, I don't think a single one was wasted in helping your mind mature. Thank you. I think I will take my time to think on it. No matter what happens, I'll always be your best friend, Satoko.
Oh, God. Who the fuck's saying this? Tepe? Hey, Satoko! What's the matter? You're looking down. Or maybe that was Tomatake, I don't know. Everyone's all gathered together over here. Today we're having a sukiyaki party at Angel Mort. And that's it for our club member only after party. It's time we joined up with everyone else.
Satoshi-kun! Look at you, you made it to Angel Mort all by yourself.
Sion, how old do you think I am?
You can have a seat, Nini. I'll get plenty of meat for you, so eat up and be happy.
Spoiling Satoshi-kun is my job.
Shall I chew the meat up for you? I'll bite it up and make it nice and soft. We should go too. Let's all eat up and keep working hard.
Yeah, that's right. The we club members are going to tear up the Reiwa era too.
Fight on, okay? Rika, your world will stay the same, forever and evermore. True.
It will keep on going, just like we wished, and will continue to change and grow, just as we wished for. I won't be satisfied with just 20 years. I'm a 100-year-old witch, and I plan on keeping it up for another century.
That's the spirit. Now it's time for you to go too. Go eat lots and lots, okay? We've all made it this far thanks to all of you. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you very much. And we hope that you all continue to support us as well.
Yay. That was cute. I did not expect them to talk about Go and Sotsu, but there we are. What the fuck's happening? Oh, credits? Sure. Can I skip it? Okay, thanks. I'm not sure I need to see credits for the third time. Hi! Hi, Rika. Okay. Is that the fucking Onigari no Ryuo? Or however it's pronounced? Okay, well, we still have the staff room. So that was cute, but time for the secret staff room. Okay. The following contains references to unique terms and trends from the time, along with the excitement immediately following completion of the master copy, so please read it with forgiving eyes. Wait a minute. Oh no. Are these the staff rooms from those arcs that I've already read? Yeah, they are. Okay. So I don't need to read that. So, yeah, the Psycho Roshi one would have been the fucking ridiculous over-the-top one, right? With the sprites, yeah. The one that took half an hour to get through. I mean, I guess since this is the one from Ho Plus, the, like, collective release, then it's obviously gonna include a bunch of ones that I've already read. So we only have to read the Kamikaze Mashi one, I guess. Cool, cool. Can I just actually just, hold on. Yeah, return to main menu. Video game? Oh, okay, thanks. Okay. So we'll read the Kamikaze Mashi one. I don't know why it's specifically for Kamikaze Mashi, but here we go. All right. Hello, Ryukishi07 here. If you're reading this now, then I believe you've read all of the chapters. Truly has been a long journey. Thank you for sharing all of it with us. My life has changed dramatically since I first announced Higurashi When They Cry. So many people have fallen in love with Higurashi When They Cry and created many derivative works, and both my outlook on creation and the breadth of what I create have changed a lot. I've met many wonderful people thanks to Higurashi When They Cry, and I've learned how blessed I am to have such wonderful people around me. I also believe that all of you are now walking different paths in life since Higurashi was created 10 years ago. Oh, so this isn't for... Okay, so this is for 10 years ago, not 20. Got it. Thanks to Higurashi When They Cry, I got married, and we had a child, and our family took a trip to Shirakawa-go together. Thanks to Umineko When They Cry, I'm getting married. Would it be alright if we used the one-winged eagle motif on our rings and welcome board? Because of 07's works, I'm now getting married to someone from a completely different nation. Why are they all marriages? These are just some of the emails I've received. I never imagined that my titles could have such a huge influence on the life of someone else. It makes me happy with all my heart, and I feel honored. If the long, long story of Higurashi can be a part of the lives of the many people who have supported us, as well as my own, then nothing could make me happier. Is this his room or something? Of course, life is filled with both sweet moments and bitterness. Since announcing Higurashi When They Cry, I've met and parted with many people, and experienced many things, both fun and sad. I've both felt grateful to be alived, past tense, yeah, and depressed at the thought of living any longer. There really have been so many things that have happened over the years. Higurashi When They Cry is without a doubt a piece of my life. While I'm truly happy to announce that once more in this shape, there's also a satisfaction I can hardly express. For however brief a moment it was, I have been able to share this piece of my life with all of you. Nothing can ever beat that joy. So I'd like to take this chance to offer my deepest gratitude to all of you who have supported me up until this day. Without your support, Ryukishi07 could not have kept writing this long. Yes, you all are the reason I'm alive here today. So I would like to offer you all my sincerest gratitude. That is why I have given this edition the title Ho, or Offering. So please, I hope you all will accept these thanks from me. Now, with our dedication to the past complete, I would like to discuss the future. Up until now, I have continued to release a new title at every comic market held twice a year for over 10 years straight. Those 10 years of my youthful days were like a summer vacation. Though every moment was fulfilling, they all flew by in the blink of an eye. While I used to have plenty of stamina and willpower, I've hit my 40s without even realizing it. I've already dedicated all of the youth I could spare, shaving away at sleep and pushing my body to its limits, as I did back when creating Higurashi. Retire? Of course not. I haven't lost my interest and passion for creating new titles yet. I just need to adjust my lifestyle to one more befitting my age. I touted the idea of announce a new title at every comic held twice a year, as if it was a supreme command for the past 10 years. However, the amount of work involved in adding production effects to that much text and debugging it all is something neither myself nor our reliable staff and few companions are young enough to continue doing as we once did. That was when I realized something. What everyone reading my titles is looking for isn't producing a new one twice a year, is it? There was a reason I continued to focus on releasing twice a year. It was only a lucky fluke. And if I at least continue to produce two new titles a year, then people will remember me. That was the reason, or the sense of threat that loomed over me. When I produced Higurashi When They Cry Ho this time, I finally felt like I had the chance to be free of the way I lived my 20s and 30s. A chance to be free of the twice-a-year curse. And above all, the chance to forgive myself. Thanks to all of your support, I've managed to be where I am today. My life until now has passed by far too fast, like I was in a short distance race. But I can't be grateful enough to all of you who gave me such a thrilling life. I hope to spend the next 10 or 20 years returning the favor to you all. Though I still haven't figured out exactly how to do that yet. But then I thought, perhaps my way of returning that favor is to continue producing new titles, even if it's not 2 per year. Yes, I think it is. But I'm still a little worried. If I stop producing 2 titles a year, will everyone forget about me? To be honest, I'd rather run from that fear by holding to my conviction of announcing 2 new titles per year, even if it meant I might collapse tomorrow. But the time for such forced endurance is long past, and I'm at a point where I need to hold firm to reevaluating myself. If I were allowed to ask one selfish thing, then please, while I can't promise when it will be, I'd like to see you all again in whatever my next title ends up being. I don't know what my next title will be, what shape it will take, or when it will be announced. It pains me that I can't promise anything about it. But there is one thing I can promise with my very soul, and that is that I will not stop continuing to produce new titles. I definitely want to repay you all for giving me the opportunity and the willpower to write so many things. So even if that's all I can promise, I want to promise you at least that. My next title might not be limited to visual novels. I might return to 7th Expansion's roots and announce a non-electric game. Perhaps I might announce my involvement in a professional title like Visual Arts San's Rewrite. Which is a thing he did, right? Or perhaps it will be something completely new that I can't even imagine right now. But I definitely want to continue creating something that you all can enjoy. Starting next year, perhaps it'll be a marathon instead of a short distance race. It might prove difficult doing one Comic Cat release per year. But writing and creating is something I'll never stop doing. So please wait for me. For whatever and whenever the next When They Cry comes. I hope you'll wait patiently for me. This has grown long now, but thank you very much for putting up with my selfishness. Now I have one announcement at the end. This is regarding the public event hosted every year, the 07th Party. I'm not really sure when the next one will be held after the one being hosted this October. Maybe that could end up being the last one. But with that in mind, I would like to see everyone one more time and express my gratitude. I truly would. I'm sorry this is becoming something of an advertisement, but please, it would be really nice if you could make it. Oh yeah, just give me a time machine. I was, 10. Or 11. I'm sorry for such serious talk that makes it sound like I could die at any minute. I'm perfectly healthy right now. True, and you're still alive today, so that's cool. My motivation for creating new titles hasn't dwindled at all. After all, the only way for me to see all of you again is for me to keep creating new titles. Was that a typo? Yep, typo. Tights. I'd like to truly thank you very much for supporting Higurashi all this time. Up until today, the support I've received from you all has kept me moving forward. So from today onward, I'll be doing my best to repay you all. So with that turning point in mind, I'm hoping to change my life around a little bit. I'm truly grateful to you for accompanying me through such long text. I hope that someday, in the not too distant future, we're able to meet again in another title. I plan to make that title a story I offer to all of you reading this now. What, the replaceable ones? That's really sweet, though. Nice, nice. Why'd I not get an achievement? Ah, whatever. Ah, whatever. Whatever. I know there's an achievement I'm missing. I figured it would be for reading the after party in the staff room, but maybe I have to skim through all of the other staff rooms again just to ensure that I get the achievement, because leaving one feels like shit. So I'm probably gonna do that right now, but either way, that's it for this episode. That was nice. So, as for what's next, well, I've already said it. It's the 07th mods Himatsubushi console arc overwrite. It's fucking snowing outside. I'm gonna kill myself. And I have an image that says what the next arc is, but I'd have to open my files to access that. And I'm not gonna do that while I'm screen recording this, lol, but we'll start that tomorrow. Get ready, get hyped, because we're probably not even halfway done. Woo! That's gonna be it for this episode. If you liked it, then be sure to press the like button, and if you didn't like it, then fuck you too. Remember to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all my videos and stuff. And as always, my name is Godzi, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye! Yeah!